Okay, we are going to do sort 48 from the Green Book. Now we are continuing to build on our prefix words. So we have done un and re, and we've done dis and miss and pre. Now, can we remember what these mean? So, un means opposite. Re means to do again. What does dis mean? That means to not. So, obey, disobey. Not obey or not obey. Miss is wrong, and pre is, hopefully you can remember, pre means before. Okay, so we are going to look at 4 more today. We have got 1 more week of prefixes, and then we'll actually be moving on to suffixes, which is ending of words. So bear with us because we are expanding your bank of spelling words with these prefixes. So this week we're going to be looking at ex, non, in, and for. So I'm going to give you some words. Exclude. Exclude. And what about exclaim? Okay, see if you can have a think about what you think the X means. So we've got clude and claim. So what do you think X means? Okay, X is actually a little bit hard to explain. It means beyond or out. So instead of include, we exclude. It means it's out. In this one, it sort of means beyond. So it's beyond the claim. We're actually exclaiming. So it's kind of beyond the boundaries. It's like gone beyond normal expectations. Okay. Non, easy. That actually just means not. So let's have a look. What about a non-fiction book? Well, that just means it's not a fiction book. So fiction means made up. Non-fiction means it's not made up. So that means it must be a factual book. So if you have a book on spiders, all the different spiders in New South Wales, that would be a non-fiction book. It's not made up. So non is easy. Non is just not. Okay, what about in? Incomplete. What do you think that means in that situation? So we've got complete or incomplete. Well, in this case, funnily enough, the in actually means not, doesn't it? Well, if your homework is incomplete, it means it's not complete. Now, the trick is in can actually mean into. So we've got indent. So like if you want to you're doing your writing and then you indent for a new paragraph. So this here is an indent. Or you might have a soft wooden table and you bang your knife into it and you go, oh no, I've made an indent. So it sort of means to push in or go into. So indent, you've made a dent into. So this is a little bit tricky, the in one, because it can mean not, just like dis and un pretty much mean not or undo. And now we've got this in, which can mean not and into. So when we're sorting those words in our in prefix, we're going to be discussing whether it's the not or the into one. Okay, for is easy. For is basically before or in front of. So well, let's have a look. So we go, actually this is not on the list, but I'm going to use this word as an example. Foreground. So if you're taking a photo, you go, what's in the foreground? That means what's in front. So you might have a kid playing on a swing and you take a photo and there's a bucket right in the foreground. That means the bucket is closer to you than the person on the swing that you're taking in front. So fore means in front of, basically. So ex means to sort of go beyond or get out. Non is, that's easy, it's just not. In can mean not or going into. So this one's a tricky one. And fore just means in front. So let's have a go doing our sort together. And we'll discuss the meaning of these words as we go. Okay. Right. So we've got our X words, our non-words, our in words, and our for words. Okay. Right, so we've got exit, so that means to sort of go out. We've got extend, which means go beyond the limit, like I'm going to extend you in your spelling. We've got extra, that sort of means go beyond as well, like I'm going to go the extra mile. Express, that means I'm going to again go beyond the limits. I'm going to exclude. Exclude. That means I'm going to keep that person away from. So again, it's this going out thing, but it's a slightly different meaning. Like if you exclude a friend, means you make them feel like they're not part of the group. You sort of send them out. Exclaim means you go beyond the limits of a normal claim, and expand means you stretch the boundaries. So this X sort of is this going out or going beyond. I'll just do a little arrow like that because I think that sort of helps. Going out, go in, out, or beyond. That's what that means. Okay, non. We've only got a few words with this one. This is so easy. Nonsense. The trick with these words might actually be knowing how to spell the base word. So you do need to practice because it's all good and well to be able to spell the prefix correctly, but you need to be able to spell the base word correctly too. So nonsense, non-fiction, fiction, that's the shin sound. Hopefully you recognise that spelling pattern. Non-stop, so that means you non-stop train from Albury to Sydney. You'd expect it to not stop. So that's so easy. Non-fat, a non-fat product in the supermarket, you'd expect it to have no fat. Okay, in, we've got incomplete. Okay, so what do you think that is? Is that a not or a into? So this one, well, let's just say that's a not. So we've got not and we've got into. So in fact, what I might do, I need to get some fresh tissues. I might do those in different colours just to make it easier for us. So if we think it's into, I'm going to do it in blue, and if it's the not, I'm going to do it in green. Okay, so incorrect, that just means not correct, doesn't it? Incorrect. What about indecent? Oh my goodness, go and put some clothes on, you look indecent. That just means you're not decent, doesn't it? Indecent. Income. Income. Does that mean there's something coming into your bank account, Or do you think that means it's not coming? I think it's this one. So income is actually, you talk about if you're earning money, you say, oh, my income is however many $1,000s a year. It's talking about the money coming into your life. So that, in that sense, it's into. What about indoor? I don't think that means it's not a door. I think that means it's coming into the doorway. So indoor. Indent is, we already talked about that one. That's a dent that's coming into something. Insight. That's an interesting word. Have you got any insight into why you might have had a fight with your friend? Have you got any insight into why your teacher got cross with you? It's kind of a reflection. Can you think about what might have happened? Can you make sense of it? So insight is certainly not having sight. That would be, insight means, have you got some thoughts coming into your sight? So insight is an into one, insight. And I hope you can see that IGH, that 3-letter I in there for sight, just to do with your eyes. So we've got our 3 not words, not complete, not correct, not decent. And we've got our 4 into words. So coming, income coming in, indoor, indent, insight. These ones are all about coming into. Okay, let's quickly do these foreground ones. Forecast. Forecast, that means before it happens, basically, the weather forecast. It's a prediction. Forearm, that means to be prepared, actually. So it means before the event has happened, make sure this is to do with, it's an old-fashioned word, it's to do with having your arms, like your gun, your weapon, to be armed. So if you are forearmed, it means before it happens, you've got your armory ready. So forearmed, or forearm. Forehead, that is the bit just before your head. So it's your forehead. Foresee means you can see what's, before it happens, you can see what's going to happen. Foreshadow means a very similar thing. Sort of means you can predict what's going to happen. It's not actually to do with real shadows. Foreshadow doesn't mean, oh, that's the thing before the actual shadow. This is more to do with prediction. I can foreshadow we're going to have a very happy time on camp next week. It's sort of like a prediction. Foremost is sort of the thing that's at the front. So like foremost in my mind is a thought that I must get organised. It's kind of the most prominent thought. So it's before the most. So it's sort of a way of saying firstly, like first on my list, foremost. So I can actually see forearm, foresee, foreshadow, foremost. I think they're all quite old-fashioned words, actually. I don't think we use them as commonly anymore. So maybe this prefix is a little bit old-fashioned, perhaps. We do use weather forecast, that's a common word, and we obviously use forehead, because that's just a part of our body we take for granted. We don't even think about that really. But I think some of these words we don't use as commonly. But fore means before. Okay, so hopefully you'll have fun using those words and spelling them correctly and practicing them in your sorts. See if you can sort these words into some extra categories, if you like, when you're doing your sort practices during the week as your practice activities. Okay, have fun with your spelling words. Bye.